Hello, team video. Today we're going to take a look at another good team to climb right now. This is a team that I stole from a viewer of mine who went pretty high up on the leaderboards. I think he hit the second rank on the leaderboards with this team here with a wild charge version of Dubwool, which is something that I don't really see a lot of times. Usually people run Payback, but here we're running the wild charge, which is going to be able to hit something like a Zoomer a little bit harder, which is going to be fun. Also, if you face something like a Trevenant in the lead, if you swap in your Dubwool, usually they're going to swap out or there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So yeah, Dubwool is your safe swap here. Also, worth noting here, we're going to have a counter user in the lead, and we have like another fighting type fast move user as a safe swap, which will allow you to basically bait out Pokemon that you might even then still beat, like here we saw with the opponent's normal type there as well with Dunsparce. We will be able to even go for one wild charge here, and you saw already how much damage the opponent did. Yeah, look, like they already forfeit there against my what's called Dubwool there. My Dubwool is just too strong. We will see the Magikarp coming in the show swapped out way earlier here, but maybe they're going to shield this move up, which would be nice, and they do, allowing me to swap out into my own Noctowl. I will be able to take 2 moves here, and I don't even really care too much if I realign because I still have my Dubwool in the back here. I will be able to go for one charge move. This Sky Attack going to get the shield from the opponent. Now they're 2 shields down, allowing me to also use 1 shield here, I think. Or do I? Yeah, okay, I do. I was like, please. But actually, they're going to be able to win CMP here, which I think I'm still going to be able to survive, and I do with a 1 HP. Meaning we should be able to realign our Pokemon, and as long as they have something in the back that I can beat with 2 Pokemon, oh yeah, like the Trevenant here, usually at least I should be able to beat. But actually, we don't have Payback here, which makes it a little bit awkward, but because my opponent decides to just farm up a ton of energy and then swap out and try to catch the move, this was a way easier. Like, if they knew that I didn't have the super effective Payback there, then most likely would have tried to stay in there and try to win like this, but yeah, because they didn't, that was kind of hilarious. I tried to catch, didn't work out for them. Here we see the opponent with a 1 Altaria. What I usually like to do here is at least stay in as long as I can get some ice punches off against this. Also, if you're wondering if this team worked well for me, it really worked well. Like, I really had a lot of fun playing this. I only played for 3 sets. They were all positive, so can't say anything against this team. Very fun team to use. Of course, very meta. You have Magikarp, you have the Noctowl in the back there. Will not be anything that really hard walls those anyway. Sadly, we are 2 shields down now, and here you see why maybe having Payback would have been a little bit better, as we will be able to go for one Body Slam still though. But Payback would have done more damage here. But yeah, this team works out really well. Can highly recommend to you. Had a lot of fun playing that. And in general, recently I did a lot of videos about really good teams that worked out really well for me. But we're going to get all the new shadows soon anyway, so we're going to showcase them then as well. Going to definitely go outside, grind for the Galvantula, the Alolan Ninetales. We're gonna get the Registeel directly at midnight, my time at least. Going to be a fun one there. Finally, some new Pokemon being released, kinda still the same Pokemon but in a different form. Going to be definitely impacting the meta as well, so I'm curious about that one. But yeah, for the people who are still wanting to hit Legend, here's some better teams again after memeing a lot. I think that's also, like, in general, in terms of views there, I saw a lot of people are currently more interested in good teams compared to memes, but still memes going to come as well. We will see here the next opponent. We will see a Bastiodon in the lead. Very good for us. After losing the last one, we will see at least a good lead there. And we see the Sableye coming in. Definitely better to go into your Noctowl compared to your Dubwool there. Dubwool's fast move is still resisted, but also your Body Slam going to do less damage, and you have to go for Wild Charge, which will debuff you. Here you should be able to realign, I hope, but actually I make a mistake here. I'm going to go ahead and let this move go through. It doesn't knock me out, but he can shield here now and he can realign, which would be really awkward, and exactly that's what he's going to do. But I'm pretty sure that they're going to have their own Magikarp in the back. That's why I went to my Magikarp. Trying to go for one Psychic now here. Hopefully we'll be able to do some nice damage against them. And yeah, they're going to let this move go through. They're most likely going to go for the Ice Punch, so I'm going to call that here as well, I think. Yep, and they go for the Ice Punch, which is nice. And I'm predicting them to catch, which they try to do. So we can stay in here for a little bit, get all the energy in the world, go into our Dubwool. Actually, I think I let this move go through as well here. Because I just need my Magikarp at this point of time. I can just overfarm a ton of energy here, go for my Wild Charge, try to get the opponent pretty low there. And we should be fine, as we see that we can put them into range where I can just go for another charge move here. It's going to be a Body Slam. I don't know if this even knocks them out. It does not. But it doesn't really matter either, because I don't get damage on me anymore. I have a 100 energy Magikarp here. and the opponent's Medicham will not have any chance at all. So we played it out pretty clever. Like, it's pretty likely to see a Medicham in the back if you see a Bastiodon in the lead. This is basically the best combination, so 2 shield flags there from my side as well. Not shielding there, anything. Was kinda nice. Next opponent, we see the Noctowl in the lead. I can go for an Ice Punch here, try to get some damage on them, because usually they just go ahead and not throw immediately, because they don't want me to catch it, and I can go into my Dubwool. Dubwool has now access to Wild Charge, which would knock them out. Let's see what they're going to go. They're going to go for the Sky Attack. I can go ahead and go for another Fast Move, but they can go for their next Sky Attack. They're now energy dry, and they're going to go into their Swampert, allowing me to go for one Body Slam here. This is the cool thing about Dubwool again. We will be able to just out-spam the thing. We just have basically barely health left, but it's still worth it for me to shield, because you see how many body slams I will be able to still get off. This allows me to put them into farm down range later on for my Medicham, and I will be able to get some shields here as well, which is even better. So, like, they're 1 shield down now. I will be able to get some nice farm with my Medicham. I can take one move here, I can go for an Ice Punch later, but I actually can also shield this move up here because it does a ton of damage. You see the Ice Punch now coming through against the opponent. This will knock them out. Let's see what they have in the back. They're going to have a Registeel in their back, and this can be a little bit tricky though. We're gonna go for one Psychic here, trying to do some nice damage against them. Of course, always throwing before we have the potential debuff. I tried to catch the move, didn't work out, so we're going to have to swap out now into our Noctowl, going for the Shadow Ball immediately, but that's going to be a close one now. We can go ahead and go for the charge move here. That's going to do some nice damage. Let's still get to another charge move, which is really annoying for me. Zapcan coming through, we can hopefully farm them all the way down, and yeah, we can, so it's going to be a good game there. They're going to forfeit as well, and we will be able to win the game. Next opponent, Medicham in the lead. We kind of have to stay in here, but at least we have a pseudo answer for Steel types with our Dubwool still available in the back there, which hopefully works out pretty well. The issue with having Dubwool with the Wild Charge is as well, like, kind of the matchup against Galarian Stunfisk though. So if I would choose between Wild Charge and Payback for this team, I would still go for Payback, not gonna lie. This just gives you a little bit more of a flexible pick there, where you don't have to debuff yourself, where you don't have to be basically locked against a Trevenant, which was the case before, where Trevenant actually would win the matchup. So if I would be able to decide what I want to do, like, I would most likely go ahead and go for the Payback there, but this is the moveset that they played, and I just used the same, because if they got so high with that, there most likely is a reason for it. And it's definitely not bad, but I just prefer Payback, to be fair. Just if you want to play the team, which I can recommend you, I would go for Payback. This is not a good matchup for me whatsoever. I can go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball, and I can go ahead and go for some Psychics here, but this is looking like an issue for us, as we have to hope for the debuff here, I feel like. If we don't get the debuff with the Psychic, there's no chance for us winning this, and we're gonna get the debuff actually. That's amazing. This will allow us now to shield up the move with our Noctowl, and we can actually wing attack down the opponent's Bastiodon here with our Noctowl, having a ton of energy, going for the Shadow Ball against the Medicham, and because of the debuff, we're still going to be able to win this game there. Farming down a Bastiodon with wing attack from a Noctowl is also something that you most likely haven't seen yet. But yeah, if you get the debuff, that's pretty nice. We see the opponent going for one Hydro Cannon here. They're going to swap out into their Charizard. I didn't know what to do here for a split second, because I was like not sure what's actually coming in there. Could have been also a Talonflame. So I'm a little bit late on the swap here. I'm going to still shield up the move. Going to be a good bait by the opponent. Dranclaw is of course not doing any damage here really. But yeah, very good bait by the opponent. I'm going to go ahead and go straight for my Sky Attack now. And they actually didn't throw yet. Why didn't they throw? I don't know why, but like, this allows me to just knock them out. They had so much energy stored, and I think they were kind of, yeah, annoyed at themselves that they didn't throw in time. So good game there, goodbye there. Next opponent, Stunfisk in the lead, is actually a worse matchup than I thought it would be. Like, it's definitely still a decent matchup for the Medicham, because you have the Ice Punch, you have the neutral counter. Mudshot and Thundershock both actually don't really do damage, so it's not really the scariest thing either. But my opponent going to catch here onto a Pokemon that's a little bit tricky to deal with, which is the Frostless. Frostless is a core breaker for that. Frostless breaks the core between the Noctowl as well as the Medicham, so Frostless is definitely a Pokemon that I actually also expect to see a little bit more in the recent Play Pokemon events. Really a Pokemon that has a lot of potential currently. Do I shield this? I don't shield this. Okay, I can farm them down though with my Medicham, I guess, as this will go down in time. We will see the opponent coming back into the Stunfisk, which is good for me. I can shield this move up here, going to be the discharge. I can go for my own Ice Punch and see if they're going to shield here. But I expect them to most likely have something like a Steel Tap in them back at this point. I should most likely shield this one as well, but I don't think I did. Nope, I did not. And we see in the back Walrein. Never mind, this is not a Steel type. I have to hope that they shield this and think that this is a Psychic. And they do not, and like this I can just forfeit, and this is going to be it for that game. Good game there to my opponent. Next game we're going to see a Lantern in the lead. This is a pretty neutral matchup. Lantern is very bulky, Lantern has very good moves now, but we are even a little bit bulky I think, but in general this matchup is very neutral. But we're going to swap out now against this Medicham here into our Noctowl, which of course will be able to go for some nice sky attacks while we still survive some moves from the opponent. Still have to be a little bit careful there, of course, but we will be able to go for the sky attack and now shield this move up, farm them down, get some energy, get to some moves against the opponent's Lantern again here as well, which going to definitely take some damage at least from our Shadow Ball. As we can go ahead and swap out actually as well, I feel like. Yeah, I'm going to swap out now. I'm going to bait here with my Ice Punch. This was not intentionally take the Ice Punch there. Because they have so much energy, they have forced to shield basically to keep the energy alive there. We see the Surf coming through and I can still get to another Psychic, allowing me to get either the final shield or knock them out here as we're gonna get the final shield and another defense drop. Finally, the gods are on our side. As we go into our Dubwool, we see the Trevenant coming in. We know the deal already, like this is going to be an awkward one. They're going to go for the charge move straight away, which is pretty decent for us, as well as they do it again here. Allowing us to go now for one more fast move and then go for the wild charge. Let's see how much damage it's going to do here actually. It's not going to be that much, but still actually put them around half of their health, which is nice. I can go for another charge move here, going to do some decent damage as well. We're going to get them low. And now we just have to hit a one body slam against the opponent's Trevenant here. Let's see, they're going to not swap out. I can knock them out with that. Is this enough to knock out the Warren as well in the back? This is the Christian here, and never mind, it was the Lantern still in the back. Lantern will go down with the one fast move there, and that's going to be it for this game. Next game coming up, let's see who's coming. Next here we will see the next opponent queuing up there with the Medicham against the Sableye. Horrible lead for us, we swap out immediately. They're going to swap out most likely as well into their own Medicham, which is a pretty awkward matchup. You don't really win this, so we can just go for the body slam here, and we should be fine going for some damaging moves here as well. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one, of course. They're going to be able to win this one, but I actually think I can still get to 2 moves here, maybe. Body slam comes through, we're gonna get the shield, and yes, I can go for 2 moves, get a shield advantage at least, which is amazing, which I didn't even expect from this situation, and I will be able to go into my own Medicham, taking those moves here as well. As the Ice Punch doesn't do too much damage, they're going to go into their Sableye, and now they're going to get locked into our Noctowl, which will have a great time here. We'll be able to shield up the foul play. Very good bait by the opponent. I can go for one charge move here as well. Going to hopefully knock them out or like get them close. Yeah, we can get them into farm down range, which is most likely now a return, which I should have shielded most likely as well. But we will be able to farm them all the way down, getting a ton of energy, around like 70%. Now we can go for one charge move against the opponent as well, which will go, like, basically get the shield there. I actually kind of feel if it's worth it to shield here, but I don't shield. I'm going to go into my own Medicham. They're going to have the Noctowl in the back. This is going to be a close one. What you actually don't know maybe is that the Psychic does a little bit more damage than the Ice Punch against the Noctowl. So while this is a very close matchup so far, the Psychic will do a little bit more, so we're going to go for that. And this should hopefully bring them to range where I can farm them down. And yeah, one more counter is enough to knock them out. The Medicham comes in and we can go for the Ice Punch to finish off this match here. Very good game to my opponent. Again, this team works out really well, especially against those standard meta teams currently. Let's see the final game for this video. We're going to see the Frosters again. Frost is in the lead there. We're going to be able to go for one Psychic, I guess, as well, but this is going to be a tough one. I kind of wanted to see how the behavior is from my opponent. The opponent most likely knows about how my behavior is. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go for the shield here as well, basically trading shields. And now I try to catch the move onto my Dubwool. Shadow Ball is coming through. Shadow Ball is coming through a normal type, which doesn't really do any damage. And we get out the opponent's Galarian Stunfisk, which is, of course, a better one if you would have the Payback here again. Body Slam is resisted. Our fast move at least is super effective, but yeah, Payback would have made this match up definitely way better. So I think Payback might be a little bit better than the Wild Charge if you're interested in like Dubwool in general. Really hope that we're going to be able to get some Dubwool action again soonish in the wild. Most likely something when they introduce Gala completely, like the starters and maybe some more Pokemon as well, then they might do that. But yeah, this is going to be it for this video now as well. We're going to see the Psychic coming through now, and this Psychic going to do some nice damage. You see that Venusaur, you know already what we have in the bag. We have our bird in the bag. The bird is the word, and they're going to forfeit now as well. So yeah, this team is really cool to use. I would highly recommend you to try the team out, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.